So Vivek, do you want to be vice president?
So he has a big, beautiful, bright future ahead. Vivek Ramaswamy. Come on up, Vivek.
We're doing it by speaking the truth at every step of the way. There are two genders in this country. Period. Fossil fuels are a requirement for human prosperity. Drill, frack, burn coal, embrace nuclear energy.
Our boy Vivek continues to make waves. And like Donald Trump, he can't stay out of the headlines. Is this a match made in heaven? Can two alphas operate under the same roof? Hey folks, welcome back to One and Done. Before we dive in, if you want to help a brother out, make sure you hit that like, smash the subscribe button, and ring the notification bell so you never miss out on any of my content. Let's get into this. Now that Vivek has endorsed Donald Trump, is this the making of a super ticket? Well, today I want to dive in and share my opinion and give you my thoughts. But make sure you watch until the end to find out which policy of Vivek's that Donald Trump has endorsed and adopted. So without delay, let's check out their first campaign appearance in New Hampshire. Roll the tape.
Last night, I was honored to receive the endorsement of a man who has become a true leader and earned the admiration of so many patriots. I've been a friend of his, even though we were competing against each other. But I was a friend of his, and we got along. And he was saying he's a great president. I kept saying, why is he running? He keeps calling me a great president. But he's a fantastic guy, a very smart guy. He's got some tremendous ideas, and he's young, and he's got some young ideas, too, and that's a good thing. So he has a big, beautiful, bright future ahead. Vivek Ramaswamy. Come on up, Vivek.
Let's do this, guys. It's good to see you. It's good to be back to New Hampshire.
Damn, you can
We
feel
miss
the
you
energy.
guys. We're going to make this happen, and you guys know this well. You know this man. You know why we're here. Patriots across the state. We are in the middle of a war in this country. That's what this is.
And you know Vivek's a patriot. Because, you know, he could have put his tail between his legs and ran off and said, it's not my time now. No, he's put all his ego aside. He's gone, Donald Trump, I'm going to support you. And he's jumped in behind Donald Trump. Maybe I've gone a bit early, but let's carry on.
It's not a war between black and white. It's not between Democrat and Republican, even in a deeper sense. It's between the permanent state and the everyday citizen. Between those of us who love the United States of America and a fringe minority who hates this country and what we stand for. And right now we need a commander-in-chief who will lead us to victory in this war. That's what we need in this country.
Look at Donald Trump. He's loving it. He's loving it. Did you see his face, his expression? And he's loving the fact that the crowd is buying into what Vivek's saying. And straight away, you can see Vivek is such a crisp, clean, clear purveyor of a message. There's no one else that can get the message across as clear as he does.
You got to know you're in a war to win one. You can't win one if you're asleep at the switch, have your head stuck in the sand like most Republicans. And I think that's going to require somebody who isn't bought and paid for, a businessman, not a politician. Anybody heard of that?
He's loving it, Trump.
And that's why I was in this race, but I'll tell you, the people of Iowa spoke loud and clear last night, and I'm a big believer that we, the people, create a government that is accountable to us, not the other way around. That we, the people, choose who leads this country. And so we heard we, the people, last night, and that is why last evening I met my friend here. We met in person, and I told him that I would endorse Donald J. Trump for President of the United States and do everything in my power to lead us to victory in this war. It is a 1776 moment right now. That's where we live right now. And you want to know, what does it mean to be a Republican today? It means we believe in the ideals of 1776. Ideals like freedom and merit and the pursuit of excellence. That you get ahead in this country, not on the color of your skin, but on the content of your character and your contributions. End affirmative action. End DEI. We are done with the nonsense. Send it back home. It means you believe in the rule of law. And I say this as the kid of legal immigrants to this country. That means your first act of entering this country cannot break the law, and that is why we need to use our military to secure our own southern border in this country. That's what it means to stand for the rule of law in the United States of America. It means the people we elect to run the government needs to be the ones who actually run the government, not the shadow government in the deep state that runs the show today. This man is going to get in there this time around and actually shut down that deep state. Not messing around this time anymore. That's how we win this war in this country. And the way we're actually going to do this in the long run and win this time around is with elections we need to secure in this country for the long run. You want to know what needs to happen in this country? Single day voting on election day as a national holiday with paper ballots, government-issued ID to match the voter file, and English as the sole language that appears on a ballot. And I'm confident this man will be the one to get us there. And this is how we get our country back.
Damn, Trump's
not black or
loving this.
white. It's deeper than that. These are the ideals of the American Revolution. And you know what? We do have some enemies that we need to defeat on the other side, but we have challenges to address in our own party right here at home. So you know what? If you want somebody who's going to foist onto you to use your social media account, you want to use a driver's license to do it, to have the right to use the internet, this man's not your man. There's another candidate in this race who'll do that for you. It's Nikki Haley. You want to cut Social Security, you want to cut Medicare, you want to cut veterans benefits so we can fork over more money to Ukraine so some kleptocrat can buy a bigger house? Vote for Nikki Haley, not this man right here. But if you want to actually put an agenda that puts Americans first, to say that the moral obligation of your leaders is to the citizens of this country, not another one, there is not a better choice left in this race than this man right here. And that is why I am asking you to do the right thing as New Hampshire and to vote for Donald J. Trump as your next president, because we're not working with a lot of time here. If our kids are in high school before we get this right, we don't have a country left. That's what it means. We've been celebrating our diversity and our differences for so long that we forgot all of the ways that we are the same as Americans, bound by that common set of ideals that set this country into motion. We believe those ideals still exist. This man is going to be your next president to revive them. E pluribus unum, from many, one. And you know how we're doing it? We're doing it by speaking the truth at every step of the way. There are two genders in this country.
Oh, here we go.
Period. That is the truth. Fossil fuels are a requirement for human prosperity. Drill, frack, burn coal, embrace nuclear energy. Reverse racism is racism. An open border is not a border. Parents determine the education of their children. The nuclear family is the greatest form of governance known to mankind. Capitalism lifts us up from poverty. There are 3 branches of government in the United States, not 4. And the U.S. Constitution is the strongest and greatest guarantor of freedom in human history. That is the truth.
Damn, Vivek's just hitting truth bomb after truth bomb. We're doing this by speaking the truth. There are 2 genders. Fossil fuels are a requirement for human prosperity. Drill, frack, burn coal, embrace nuclear energy. Reverse racism is racism. An open border is not a border. The nuclear family is the greatest form of governance known to mankind. There are 3 branches of government in the United States. Just to name a few. He is just smoking it up, and Trump is in the background lapping it up. He is loving it. I'm so excited to see what the future holds for these 2. Now, hopefully they don't knock heads. Both alphas, of course. We'll have to wait and see.
That is the truth. We fight for the truth. We stand up for the truth. That is what won us the American Revolution. That is what reunited us after the Civil War. That is what won us 2 world wars and the Cold War. That is what still gives hope to the free world. And if we can revive that dream over group identity and victimhood and grievance, then nobody in the world, not a nation, not a corporation, not a virus, not China, is going to defeat us. That is what American exceptionalism is all about. That is what we are going to revive to, yes, make America great again. Vote for this man right here in the New Hampshire primary. God bless you and your families, and may God bless our United States of America. Thank you, New Hampshire. It's good to see you guys. We're coming back and winning this in a landslide. We will not stop until we get this job done. Thank you all. God bless you and your families.
Dang it. Listen to the crowd.
Thank you. Thank you. Wow, how was that? Pretty good, right? That was pretty good. And he's a fantastic guy. And he's really, he's got something that's very special because he started off with a Zippo and he ended up very strong. He did a great job. I was actually surprised when he called because he was doing well.
Now, I cannot get enough of hearing Vivek speak. He is just so inspirational, and he is going to be a huge, great asset to Donald Trump's campaign. So Vivek's a really smart man. As I said before, he saw the writing on the wall, but like the competitor that he is, he wanted to see the results for himself. Now, he's no chump. He went from 0% to 8%, and considering Nikki Haley only went 19%, considering her budget was 150 mil, and she's a career politician, Vivek is a rookie, a newbie, and he spent 30 million of his own dollars on this campaign. And he went from 0 followers on Twitter to 2 million within 12 months. He's been on every podcast, whether it's tiny, whether it's a huge success, and he's bringing a lot of young people along for the journey, for the ride. And as I said, Vivek has unbelievable skill when it comes to clear messaging. And he does not like politics, but he's very interested in policies. So let's check out this video, Jesse Waters on Fox News, where Vivek is talking about policies.
So Vivek, do you want to be vice president?
Well, look, I want to serve this country in whatever way I can, Jesse, but that's why I've been in this race since the first place. The thing you were just talking about now, this is what the American Revolution was fought for. To say that we, the people, create a government that's accountable to us, that we settle our differences, whatever our differences may be. We settle them through free speech and open debate in the public square, and every citizen gets a voice and vote that counts. And what happens with the modern left is they're basically skeptical of that vision. They think we, the people, cannot be trusted to decide who we actually vote for, hence certain states removing Donald Trump from the ballot. We, the people, cannot even hear from our elected leaders or prospective elected leaders, hence the efforts to silence them or censor them. And so I do think we live in a kind of 1776 moment right now. And for my part, I did run in this race. I started at 0%. I finished around 8% in the Iowa caucus yesterday. But we, the people of this country, apparently sent a clear message. And so that's why last night I stepped out of the race, endorsed Donald Trump, and I do think that's the right move for the Republican Party to make at this point.
Yeah, I think maybe people are going to be following in your footsteps pretty soon because this thing's almost a runaway train that can't be stopped. You were up just now in New Hampshire. The official endorsement, we're seeing it right there up on the screen. What did the former president tell you when you guys were backstage?
Look, we had a great conversation. I actually prefer to talk about policy rather than politics, Jesse. And so we talked about a number of issues backstage, which I've actually championed in this race that I do think would be beneficial to the America First movement for President Trump to take on. And I think he was very amenable to many of them. Opposition to a central bank digital currency, talking about certain pardons that I think we need on day one. Julian Assange included on that list. And so I'm not a politician, I'm a businessman, but I'm also somebody who cares about the details of policy and commitments. And so we had some great conversations backstage about that before I went on stage. And I think that you guys may have seen some of the rally that we had, and the response was overwhelming. And I think it's very clear who the Republican primary electorate is saying that they want to be their nominee. I ran to be that person. They sent me a very positive message, but the very positive message they sent to all of us is that Donald Trump needs to be the nominee of this party. And I think Ron DeSantis and Nikki Haley would actually at this point do this country and this party a service by stepping aside to make sure that we're focused on not only nominating Donald Trump, but getting this country back and reviving those founding revolutionary ideals. And I think we do live in that 1776 moment right now. We need to win.
So which policy advice did Donald Trump take from Vivek? Let's find out.
And tonight I'm also making another promise to protect Americans from government tyranny. As your president, I will never allow the creation of a central bank digital currency. Do you know about that? I didn't know you know so much. I'm very, well, New Hampshire, very smart people. Very current. You know what they're doing. Such a currency would give a federal government, our federal government, the absolute control over your money. They could take your money, you wouldn't even know it was gone. This would be a dangerous threat to freedom, and I will stop it from coming to America. You know, last night, I don't know if you saw, just as with the election the night before, a guy who really did a great job, Vivek, you know, Ramaswamy, Vivek. I got a call just before I was going on. He said, would you please hold? I would like to come over and see you. We're in the same building right after the Iowa votes were in.
So there you have it, the central bank digital currency. Huge danger and an amazing one to pick up for Donald Trump. We need to wait and see where Vivek is actually going to fit in. There were a chance at the end there for VP. The only thing I'm worried about is if Vivek is in a position where he can actually make decisions and make change. I know he wants to get his hands on that deep state. The swamp is not Ron DeSantis' time to run for president. It's just not the time. He did a fantastic job in Florida. Full credit to him, and there's a lot of things he did that I admired about him. But I agree with Vivek. It's time for both Nikki and Ron to drop out and put their support behind Trump. Now, Nikki's sort of gone the I'm going to ignore you, Ron, as if you don't exist. Even though Ron finished second in the Iowa caucus, Nikki refuses to debate him. She doesn't want to get smoked again. And also the polls flipped, didn't they? She was supposed to be a clear second with Ron coming in third, but Ron beat her by, I think, a couple of points. Now, Trump was super happy with some of the things that Vivek was saying. You could see his face just lit up. Now, the only thing that concerns me with Vivek is he is a ramrod. He's a man on a mission, and I think he wants to do it at 60, and Donald Trump's probably wants to do it at 30 or 40. So I'm just hoping that they can do whatever they need to do to make this work. So thanks once again for tuning in. Drop your thoughts in the comments section. Let me know who you think should be VP. Everyone was chanting for Vivek. I'm not sure if that's the best position for him, but I wouldn't be unhappy if Donald Trump picked him. Now, we're on a mission to get to 1,000 subscribers, so if you want to help a brother out, don't forget to like, smash the subscribe button, ring the notification bell, and I will catch you in the next video.